One of today's most prominent and advanced theoretical physicists, Dr. Michio Kaku, has recently shared his opinion on a potentially groundbreaking astronomical discovery, one that could radically redefine our current understanding of the universe. Known around the globe for his exceptional contributions to both classical physics and quantum mechanics, Kaku's reputation as a forward-thinking scientist lends significant weight to the implications of this new revelation. In a recent statement, he confirmed that the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, has detected 6 extraordinarily massive galaxies that, according to existing cosmological models, simply should not exist, at least not in the early universe where they appear to have formed. The implications of this discovery are profound. These anomalous galaxies challenge everything we thought we knew about how the universe evolved after the Big Bang. According to the established timeline, the early universe, formed just over 13.8 billion years ago, was initially a hot, dense, chaotic expanse composed primarily of hydrogen and helium. It was believed to have taken hundreds of millions of years for gravity to begin organizing this primordial matter into stars and galaxies. The presence of large, well-structured galaxies only 200 to 700 million years after the Big Bang directly contradicts this timeline, suggesting that our fundamental assumptions about cosmic evolution may be flawed or incomplete. Dr. Michio Kaku, who is of Japanese heritage and is a professor of theoretical physics, is widely regarded as an authority on quantum theory and experimental physics. Unlike many of his contemporaries, who tend to be cautious, if not outright skeptical, when confronted with data that challenges long-standing models, Kaku is notably open to revolutionary insights. His willingness to publicly support controversial or paradigm-shifting data sets him apart from more conservative figures in the scientific community. In discussing these findings, he expressed not only his intellectual intrigue, but also his genuine excitement, describing the galaxies identified by the JWST as some of the most fascinating astronomical observations ever recorded. Throughout his distinguished career, Kaku has consistently demonstrated a willingness to engage with bold and unconventional theories. He has often emphasized that while the equations developed by Einstein and Newton are invaluable, they are not the final word when it comes to describing the full complexity of the cosmos. Einstein's general theory of relativity and Newtonian mechanics provide excellent approximations of gravitational interactions and motion under many conditions, but they begin to break down when dealing with the extremely large scales of the universe or the extremely small scales described by quantum mechanics. In that space, there is a critical need for new theoretical frameworks, something these JWST discoveries might help inspire or inform. The JWST, launched in late 2021, is the most powerful space telescope ever built. Its highly sensitive infrared instruments allow scientists to peer deeper into space, and thus further back in time, than ever before. It was designed to investigate the formation of the earliest galaxies, study the atmospheres of distant exoplanets, and address questions related to dark matter, dark energy, and the expansion of the universe. But what it found instead were 6 massive galaxies from a period in the universe's history when such formations were thought impossible. These galaxies, which contain more stars than our Milky Way, are not only massive, but also appear highly developed, despite forming in a cosmic infancy period. The team of astronomers responsible for this discovery has appropriately dubbed these celestial bodies universe breakers. If these results are confirmed through further observation and analysis, they will fundamentally upend existing theories of cosmology. The prevailing model assumes that the early universe was largely formless and dominated by small, scattered structures. Over time, through processes such as gravitational attraction and galactic mergers, these smaller systems would have evolved into the massive, structured galaxies we see today. The idea that fully formed star-rich galaxies existed so soon after the Big Bang challenges this evolutionary arc in a dramatic way. Some of these galaxies detected by the JWST are larger and brighter than the Milky Way. Their intense luminosity suggests an astonishing rate of star formation, perhaps hundreds or even thousands of stars per year. In comparison, the Milky Way forms only a few stars annually. This rapid development suggests that something about the conditions in the early universe, or our understanding of those conditions, may be fundamentally incorrect. Either the processes of galactic formation occurred much faster than previously believed, or more radically, the universe might be significantly older than our current estimates suggest. Of course, not everyone in the scientific community is ready to embrace this paradigm shift. There remains considerable resistance from those who are heavily invested, intellectually or professionally, in the standard cosmological model. Some physicists argue that these findings could be the result of measurement errors, particularly in the estimation of redshift, which is the key metric used to determine the distance and age of cosmic objects. Redshift relies on observing how light from distant galaxies shifts toward longer, redder wavelengths as they move away from us due to the expansion of the universe. But if redshift readings are misinterpreted, or if background light sources are misidentified, it could skew the calculated age and size of these galaxies. Dr. Kaku addresses such skepticism directly. He observes that many theories in science have remained unchallenged for too long simply because of the prestige or authority of their proponents. In physics, and especially in theoretical disciplines, it is essential that experimentalists serve as a counterbalance to theorists. Without new data and rigorous experimentation, theoretical physics risks becoming stagnant or disconnected from reality. Kaku stresses that even the most elegant equations are meaningless unless they align with empirical observation. He further adds that we still understand remarkably little about the true origins of the universe, and that humility in the face of new data is not only wise, it is necessary. The Big Bang theory, introduced in 1927 and refined over the decades, posits that the universe began as a singularity and has been expanding ever since. Initially, many scientists resisted the idea, as it suggested a beginning, a moment of creation, which conflicted with the then prevailing belief that the universe was eternal and unchanging. Even today, despite overwhelming support from various lines of evidence, such as the cosmic microwave background radiation, Hubble's law and observed redshift, many researchers remain uncomfortable with the concept of a finite origin. The recent discoveries by the JWST are pushing the boundaries of this discomfort even further, forcing scientists to consider that our best models may no longer hold true. Science, however, is not built on consensus or tradition. It is built on the constant testing and re-evaluation of ideas. In the past, widely accepted beliefs like the geocentric model of the universe or the idea that the Earth was flat were overturned by better technology and more accurate data. Today, we may be standing at the threshold of another scientific revolution. The discovery of these ancient massive galaxies could represent a turning point in modern cosmology. The JWST may not be confirming the Big Bang model as expected. It may be revealing cracks in its foundation. One of the most critical tools in understanding the cosmos is the measurement of redshift via the Doppler effect, which explains how the wavelength of light changes depending on the relative motion of its source. When a star or galaxy moves away from Earth, the light stretches into longer wavelengths, appearing red. If it moves closer, the light compresses into shorter, bluer wavelengths. Physicists use these shifts to calculate both the velocity and the distance of celestial bodies. But small inaccuracies in redshift calculations can lead to massive discrepancies in age and distance estimates, which is why scientists are now re-examining their methods to ensure the JWST's findings are not artifacts of flawed data interpretation. The stakes are high. If the data holds up to further scrutiny and peer review, then we may be forced to accept that the timeline of the universe is either incorrect or incomplete. It could mean that galaxies formed in ways and at speeds never imagined. It could even mean that our understanding of time, space, and matter needs to be rewritten. As Dr. Kaku emphasizes, such revolutionary moments in science are not to be feared, they are to be embraced. They represent the dynamic, self-correcting nature of scientific inquiry at its best. Thank you very much for watching the video and for engaging with this fascinating topic. Your curiosity and participation are essential to keeping the conversation around science alive and vibrant. If you have any questions or doubts, feel free to post them in the comments section. If you found this content valuable or thought-provoking, don't forget to like the video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the mysteries of our universe. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.